Look, there's no time to waste, all right? I've been getting into some online gaming recently. The game that I like to play online is I go on Facebook Marketplace and I find people whose ads say no time wasters on them, and I like to waste as much of their time as I can. That's a fun game to play because you can go, like, if you go on Facebook Marketplace, you can go to the little box where you type in what it is that you're looking for, bongos, mountain bike, engagement ring, whatever it might be. And you can just type in no time wasters, and all the people's ads that pop up who have no time wasters written on them, that you'd see what they're looking for. And I'm not really interested, like, if somebody's selling like a Jeep or a Jayco caravan, I'm not interested in those people. The type of person that I'm specifically interested in is the people who are selling items for in and around the $5 mark. I'm just so interested in that person. You know what I mean? What have you got going on? It's such an interesting thing, you know what I mean? If you want to show interest in Gary's reasonable condition Ancoat brand thongs, you better be ready to talk business. No time wasters. I just love it. What's Gary got on? That interests me. This is a fun game to play, and you can just slide in there. And so basically, right, I'll find these people, and I'll just see as much of their time as I can waste. Let me tell you about some of the adventures that I've been on lately. I found someone, and they had an ad. It's a pair of thongs, had the word sport written on them. I slid in. This is what I call it. In the game, right, I call it a serve, right? What sport are they used for? Some people might have smelled a rat. No, this bloke is like, well, actually, they're just thongs. They're not used for sport. On and on we go. What sort of material are they made of? Etc. We're on a volley now. Cut to a few hours later. And he had them listed for $5. $5. Price is fixed. Bargaining down to $4. Nice to have a win. Feels good. You need that sometimes. Highly recommend it. I said, all right, I'll be on my way. Hour later, I said, you won't believe this, mate. I dropped $2 down the car seat. Stay posted. I reckon I'm going to get it soon. Go about my day. Go have some fun. Hour later. You won't believe this, mate. I thought I had it. Just push it a little bit further under. On and on we go. Till later on in the night, go, yeah, I can't find it, mate. We'll have to the same time tomorrow. And you just keep this going. I got someone doing math the other day. She had a little photo of a Coke bottle next to the Buddha statue she was selling. I got her to figure out what it was in millilitres. She did it. Even showed her workings out too. Not even making this up. I used to just do this for a hobby. Someone was like, you should talk about this on stage. I was like, really? You think that'll work? Reasonably well, yeah. It's going fine. On and on we go. What a great time. I gave someone a romance novel. I said, no, I'll pass on that. Got her to give me a whole synopsis. Said she spoiled the ending. So anyway, that's... Because it's nice to have a hobby. You know, you got to have something to do. So I would say Facebook Marketplace, I just love it. That is definitely my favourite of the Mark Zuckerberg creations. Easy done. All right, let's get into it. I'm not racist, but I can't meditate to the American accent. I know. Ooh, it got tense, didn't it? Your tense start there. I can hear a bunch of arseholes just going, "Ooh, I don't know about this." Oh, it's pretty tense over there. I admit that. There's a lot going on. You're like, now is maybe not the time to kick them while they're down. I'm not kicking them while they're down. Like, I love the American accent for certain things. I'm not out here preaching hatred. I love the Americans. I love a lot of them anyway. Their accent's great for certain things, like porn stars. Fantastic. That's a great TV show. Very exciting. in that accent. Excellent accent for that. They're enthusiastic, aren't they? You know what I mean? You're rooting for them. Like, I don't know if you've seen the show Storage Wars. Excellent accent in Storage Wars. That's fantastic stuff. If you haven't seen the show Storage Wars, I'll explain it, right? Basically, what happens is some people, they run out of space in their houses for all their stuff, and then they go and rent a shed, and then they go missing. And the owner of the shed goes, look, we called him a couple of times, haven't answered. I guess we just auction off all of their shit. And the whole community has sprung up around this activity. And what they'll do is they'll show off at a shed auction, and they'll open it, there's rules, okay? They open the door, and they're allowed to look in. And then they just look, a bunch of boxes in there, and then they shut the shed, and then they just put bids on it, and it's great. And then they do little interviews with them, they cut to them, and they say stuff like, when T-Bone buys a shed full of missing persons shit, T-Bone always plays to win. And you're like, yeah, T-Bone. I hope there's some good stuff in that shed, mate. I'm rooting for you. Bit of Tupperware in the box or something. Get them, T-Bone. You know, they're razzed up. It's an excitable accent. I love that. They're enthusiastic about stuff in the way that we're just not. Like, that show wouldn't be as good in this accent. Just wouldn't. There'd be a bloke who's just like, yeah, bought another shed. I hope there's some good stuff in this one, otherwise my missus is going to hit the fucking roof. And then you get to see her shit bowling and she'll be like, Gary, you bought another fucking shed! Why can't you just punch on the dogs like a normal bloke? And I mean, as good as that would be to see, like, it's better in American. Our accent, heaps better for some stuff. There's no better accent in the world, and I'll die on this hill. There is no better accent in the world for yelling out of a car. Absolutely not. That's the Australia I'm from. When somebody cuts you off in traffic, you'll be like, you fucking dog cunt! There's no better accent in the world for that. That's what our accent is good for. So I'm not out here hating on Americans. I'm just saying it's just not a chill accent. Because I've been getting into meditation. I find it helpful. And there's all kinds of ones. You get them like, you go on YouTube, guidance hypnosis meditation, and there's all sorts of ones. You get your self-confidence, you know, I don't know, dealing with pain or whatever it is, and you listen to somebody talk, and then other accents are better for that. Indian, love that one. It's a very relaxing accent. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm not there yet. I'm practicing at home, in private, in the car, where it's okay. Because I've got this theory, right? I mean, people say, because there are certain accents, you know, white people, well, maybe you shouldn't do that around, you know, not with this many people in a room. Couple of family members, fine, right? It's all good. We know each other. We know the core of our hearts. Unless you can absolutely nail it. If I was up here doing the best Punjabi accent anyone's ever heard, you'd be like, cool. But if it was just up here being like, I like a curry, you would know what I mean. You would absolutely not. Exactly. I heard your assholes clench up again. Hence proving my point. If you can nail it, go for gold. My accent, Indian. My accent, Indian. It's good. We can do this in post, right? Hey, do you remember when watching the show Preppers was like fun? You know the show Preppers? There's a TV show, right? It's about all these people and they're getting prepared for the apocalypse. And it used to be on there because there's these TV channels, right? And the whole genre of the TV channel was just like, look at these fucking crazy Americans, ha 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 ha. And they put them on in the middle of the day. So it's like, yeah, you're watching TV at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday because things may not be going well for you. But you know what? You're doing better than these people. And that's a great genre. You know, Judge Judy, you're like, well, that family's got some problems. I'm not going to call mum today, but at least I'm not them. It's a great genre. It's a fantastic genre. I'm talking about your Judge Judy. I'm talking about, you know, My Strange Addiction. I loved that show so much. For a little bit, I had a strange addiction to the show, My Strange Addiction. Brilliant show. And so they don't have, like, Medicare over there, right? But they have a big safety net that we don't have in this country, and that is these TV networks. Like, you could give them a call. You could be like, hey, listen, I've gone and gotten super fat. If you pay to have my roof cut open and crane me out onto a truck and take me off to a facility where I will undergo the grueling task of losing enough weight to get my life back on track, I will repay your TV network because you can televise my shame and degradation. And then they would do that. That is a safety net. That is a fantastic safety net. It's an amazing, it was a whole genre of TV. Oh, I loved it so much. Yum, yum, yum. And there was one called Preppers, where there were a bunch of people, they'd go and they'd follow a family, they're strapping in, they're getting ready for the apocalypse, and then they'd go and they'd show you through, they're like, this is the bunker, and then they'd go in the bunker and somebody put like a machine gun on an ATV or a quad bike, like, amazing stuff. Now, you used to watch that being like, ha, 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 look at them, but now it's basically like watching Better Homes and Gardens. Like, I just sit that and take notes. I'm like, okay, 3-foot walls, good, that's good stuff. Armour-piercing tips, don't know where to get them. Does sound like a good idea. 20 years worth of tinned food. I like that. That's right, it's a grim prospect, isn't it? 20 years worth of tinned food. That's the thing, isn't it? I think we're at an interesting time, aren't we? Because I feel like the future of our entire species could be won by like one of two different classes of people. On the one hand, you got cryptocurrency investors. Because I don't know a lot about, believe it or not, strap in for this one. I don't know a lot about cryptocurrency. I'm not exactly sure what it entails, but all I know is like, okay, so I'm not an economist. Full disclosure. Apparently the financial system could collapse at any moment. I don't really know. All I know is this, that so all the money that exists in the world is basically, it's imaginary, right? You know, you pay money to get in here and then you'll get this. And then you give me the money and I'll go to the bar and I'll get a beer and on it goes in that circle. We agree that the money has, but the money itself has no value. Like the only practical purpose for a banknote is snorting drugs. It's the only actual use for it. Maybe you could put a spider in a jar. If you don't want to thong it to death. Maybe you're observing the teachings of the Buddha or just having your own little domestic Steve Irwin adventure thing. I don't know. That's about it. I can't think of any other practical uses for money, so we just agree that it exists, and some people are like, well, it's not going to forever. And so there's people that are just like, there's cryptocurrency people that are like, the whole thing's about to collapse, man. But don't worry, I've been listening to a podcast. This guy likes doing ice baths. Blockchain technology, mate. It's an amazing blend of like optimism and also nihilism to be like, believe that the blockchain technology is going to save us. That's fascinating. Like, I can't think of, there's no better metaphor in my mind for the state of the financial system than the fact that we still have a dead queen on the money. It's just like an omen or something. I don't know, I don't study this stuff. But anyway, so the cryptocurrency, so you bet on one, I guess. You choose one, you go XRP, Bitcoin, whatever the other ones. I think it's basically like taking a punt on the dogs, right? You just choose a coin, you hope it goes well, you hope that your dog wins. But then on the other hand, you got the preppers, right? People that are strapping in, grow their own vegetables, tin food, just playing Yahtzee for their end of time, just living in... How long do you think it would be if you're living in your bunker before the smugness of surviving the apocalypse would wear off? You're just playing Uno for the 20th time that day or night, I don't know. You don't know either. Just hoping the incestuous urges stay at bay for just another long, because it seemed like a good idea, didn't it, kids? It would get pretty boring. Just Yahtzee and tinned apricots forever. If you're wondering what this is all about here, I don't have a great memory. I used to drink a lot in utero. Mama, oh, she loves a glug glug. Oh, if I was named after Mum's favourite thing, my name would be Stanley. Because I am a fresh, dry white. And I've come in a few boxes. That one kills in the country. That's like my best joke in Robe. That's city folk. Yeah, we drink one out of bottles. I don't know, but yeah. Who's drinking tonight? Give us a cheer. Good stuff. Because a lot of people don't drink these days, and it's disgusting. Not disgusting. I mean, it's good for your health. Do you know what I mean? But I think that look at the grim state of hospitality. Venues closed all around town. You know, you go to the Cranker, deserted. You go down here, deserted pubs, restaurants. It's grim out there. Why? Kids discovered mental health. And look at what's happening to the culture. Back in my day, right, you had a feeling, you had a big feeling, you got drunk about it. That was it. That's your options. You're like, I'm having a big feeling, I'm going to get fucked up and see what happens. Maybe someone will beat the sense out of me on Hindley Street and I'll feel nothing for a while. Maybe that'll be it. But then they got on the internet. You know, we're all well doing it now. We're doing the meditation. We're doing the yoga. We're doing the breath work. And look at the grim state of hospitality. Good on you for still drinking, for standing strong. Because, you know, we're keeping the culture alive out here. Good stuff. Hooray. Give it up for Cheek Hay. Well, I love this bar, by the way. Absolute survivor in these grim days of meditation and yoga. I recently made the pilgrimage that our people are required to at least once in our lifetime to Bali. Got to do it. You're an Australian, you got to go. That's our Mecca. Kuta Beach, that's our Mecca. Anyway, and I thought Bali was going to be like all this like FIFO mine workers just crushing hell bin tanks by the pool, getting some Japanese tats or some tribal tats or some other type of tattoo that was culturally significant to a culture that would probably be racially vilified if they showed up on a mine site. Funnily enough. Getting a full leg sleeve done and then burning half of it off on the tailpipe of a moped on the way back from getting cigarettes. I thought that's what Bali was going to be. And yes, it was, all of those things. But it was also a real sort of smoothie bowl. I work on a laptop at a cafe culture going on over there. A lot of yoga retreats, a lot of namaste, a lot of travel influencer types, people like riding around being like on the back of like on a motorbike, making little unironic videos like, life's too short to work a 9 to 5, while they're being driven around by a bloke who works 16 hours a day to put food on the table for his family. Bali was that too. A lot of not drinking at Bali too. I don't know which of those people I'm more like. I'm not really sure. I'll get there, I guess. But you do have to be careful drinking, don't you? I made a bit of a fool of myself on Christmas. So I've got a nephew. I'm an uncle. Yeah, good. That's what that pause was for. I did nothing except go. When my sister showed us a photo of the blue little, what are they called? Ultrasound. This is how good I am at being an uncle. Great uncle. Anyway, little Jackie, his potty training. He's learning how to use the potty. He's got a tiny little toilet next to the big toilet. That's how they're training him. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to give this guy I'm going to give him a little kudos. I put a little bit in there for him. I thought it was a good thing to do as a good uncle. I'm like, don't worry, mate, I got your back here. I'll give you a couple of brownie points. A little bit, just a little splash. Courtesy of Uncle Bill. Because I thought that'd be good for him. It'd be good for him, good for the family and all of that. And everybody was so excited for him. Oh, yay, good on you. And then I had a couple too many bubbly wines. I couldn't handle it anymore. Everyone was giving him the props. And I'm like, it was me! It was me! I pissed in a tiny toilet! I'm the good boy! I'm the good boy, Mum! I'm working with children's check. I'm working with people with disabilities check. I have a forklift license. Just because I haven't managed to find a job that combines all of my degrees does not mean I'm not worthy of praise too, Mum. Embarrassing the day after, but at the time I felt like I was speaking my mind. So I'm just saying, if you are drinking, just do it responsibly. They didn't have these back when I was a fetus, they didn't have these little pregnancy warnings on the can. I don't know if you can see that, but you've probably seen it before. It says pregnancy warning, alcohol can cause lifelong harm to your baby, which is, it's good. I think it's a good step that we've taken as a society to do that. But does it go far enough? You know, obviously the pregnant women are still out there drinking. Does it go far enough? So I remember a time when a packet of cigarettes looked like a cool pack of cigarettes. You know, you look at a pack of Marlboros and you'd be like, wow, Marlboro, that's some sick graphic design. I'm going to have me one of those cigarettes. And you'd smoke it. And then the government was like, hey, these are causing cancer. We've got to do something to prevent that. And then they would put little warnings on them like, warning, smoking causes cancer. And people were like, yeah, but it still looks cool as fuck. And you keep doing it. So they pushed it. They took it a step further. They were like, what if we made the cigarette packets all look the same? And that was really ugly. And they chose this, like, they're like, what's the ugliest shade of green we can pick? And they put that on all the cigarette packets, not knowing that that colour was going to come into fashion a couple of years later on. Like, now all the cigarette packets out there have a cool mid-century vibe. And it's coming back into fashion. And they've got pictures on them though, like an exploded lung or a baby on a respirator or whatever, gangrenous foot, whatever it takes to stop you smoking bastards from lighting up, right? And that's a great thing. I think, you know, cigarette numbers have gone down, I guess. I'm not sure, I haven't checked the stats on this joke, but maybe that's what we need to do with beer. I don't know. It's like, I think, like, if we really want to stop pregnant women drinking, maybe we should start putting pictures on the cans of, like, what happens to babies once they've grown up whose mums were drinking while they were pregnant. Do you know what I mean? Imagine a can like this, right? Picture here on the can, just a dude doing Aussie hip-hop raps at a bus stop. Like, oh yeah, I wear a bucket hat because I smoke bucket bongs. I punch more cones than an angry road worker. My girl puts go on berserker. You know the type. If you've ever caught public transport, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe somebody doing like burnouts in a cul-de-sac. Popular thing if your mum was crushing woodies while you were in utero. Go do a burnout in a cul-de-sac. I mean, it's dead end road if you don't speak French. A couple of francophones loving that one at the back. Good thing he translated that one. And I know what some people think, like, okay, mate, you're getting a bit bogophobic now. Aussie rap, cul-de-sacs, pretty bogophobic. And I know what you're thinking. You're just like, well, you know what, mate? Yeah, it's not just bogans that are drinking while they're pregnant. There are stay-at-home mums, husbands, very successful. They're going out, they're working in the banks, they're earning enough money. They're at home, they're pregnant, they're bored. They're cracking a bottle of Chardonnay at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, and then they have to raise their child pretending that its fetal alcohol syndrome is autism for the rest of its life. We know that that's a thing. I'm raising awareness. You know that exists. How do we visually represent that on a can? I don't know. Shit stains on a St. Peter's blazer. It's just an idea. Or just somebody doing stand-up comedy. That's... All right, stick those off. How's the economy, hey? It's fucked, isn't it? Can you believe I actually have to have a second job? This doesn't pay all the bills. It's tough out there. Tough. We live in the golden age of the side hustle. You don't have a side hustle, you're not going to make it. I have to have I've got a bit of a side hustle. I moonlit 45 hours plus a week as a chef. Just on the side. Just to stay afloat in these difficult economic times. Now, it's good. I do work as a chef, which is interesting because I'm not technically a chef. I just became a chef by pretending to be a chef. Which you could do. I just bowled in and I was just like, I can make a pretty mean mee goreng. I've watched plenty of Jamie Oliver's. I reckon I can get a handle on this. And turns out I was right. Have you guys ever seen that film Catch Me If You Can? Yeah. So I'm like Frank Abagnale Jr. with a lot less ambition. That's me, yeah. But it's an interesting industry. I owe my ability to work as a chef to a massive labour shortage in the hospitality sector. It is grim out there. I rocked up being like, which way do you hold the knife? And they were like, not even the worst we've had this week. Fantastic. There's another industry that has a massive labour shortage that I was reading about recently, which is the aged care sector. Aged care. Not a lot of And we can edit this out, can't we, Felipe? Not a lot of people. Not a lot of people want to work in the aged care. Can you believe I have to have a second job? Unbelievably cruel economy that we live in. People don't want to work in aged care. There you go, that'll make it to TikTok. We'll edit out me saying this too. Not a lot of people. I'm gonna get there. Ironically, doing a bit about I'm doing a bit about dementia. I think it's coming on while I'm doing it. Karma is a bitch. Anyway, mental deterioration happens to people of all ages. We're gonna get not a lot of people. I didn't write this. Anyway, people don't want to do it. They don't want to work in aged care anymore. And why is that? Because there was a time not that long ago where we used to look after our elderly. We used to look after them. You'd put them in the back. Back in the day, a granny flat was literally for granny. No, it wasn't just an Airbnb. Nowadays, we used to put the old people in there. But we don't want to do that anymore. We're like, well, yeah, Ned's racist, but she smells. I love her, but yeah. So what do? Oh, we'll ship them off to an old age home. And not enough people want to work in the old age home, which I guess is partly to do with the pay. Like, they don't get paid much. And you're like, that's a bit mean. I'm a chef. I'm allowed to say that. I can talk about low-income professions. People that don't get paid very much, which is, it's kind of sad, but it's also kind of funny to think about. Like, by the time that people who work in aged care will have saved enough money to retire, they themselves will be going straight into aged care. Like, imagine that's your last day at work. You just sort of clock off for the last time, do a shot of tequila and just like shuffle off down the hall. Hope that you've developed strong enough relationships with your co-workers to get second helpings of the good drugs. Kind of sad, but it is kind of funny as well. So, like, what do we do? What do we do as a society? I think maybe we should eat them. Nobody wants to look after them. Families don't want them anymore. They're just whiling away their time. I think we should start eating them. Yum, yum, yum. Bit of schnitzel, Grand Parmigiana. Lasagna di nonna. I'm all about it. Eat the elderly, I say. Yeah, some people are like, that's a bit mean, it's a bit ageist. Right? What do you got against the elderly people? Nothing. I love some elderly people. There is a woman, I've been hanging out with a woman who lives at the end of my street. She's 90 years old. She's amazing. I love her. B, her name is. She's an amazing woman. We hang out, we chat, we talk about stuff. She paints pictures. She's a really good, I really enjoy hanging out with her. She's probably one of my best friends. But I also have a nana. And I'm starting to think, like, I've been hanging out with this old woman at the end of the street. Am I cheating on my nana? Because, like, my nana, like, she lives a long way away. Is it kind of like, you know how people that cheat on their partner with, like, the girl next door or whatever? She just like the nan next door. So I was thinking, like, how do I rectify this situation? Nana, maybe they could have dinner together. I was thinking about maybe that's a bit contrived. Like, would it be a bit weird being like, hey, Nana, you're pretty elderly. I got a new friend. She's pretty elderly. Why don't you come around and hang out? But I was like, maybe it's like... So I've got some friends, right, they own dogs. And sometimes when people get dogs, they go, you've got a dog, I've got a dog. And then they meet up and have a dog party. And the dogs just don't like each other. What I'm saying is I'm concerned about having Nan over to meet B because maybe they'll fight each other on the lawn. is a valid concern. That's that one out of the way. I went for a run the other day. Thank you. No, it's good. You've got to look after yourself as you get old. Does anyone here run? No, they're on bed, aren't they? These are the drinking people out tonight. All the runners are all tucked in bed. Oh, the sun's down. Better go to bed. That's what running people do. They love going to bed, don't they? Getting into bed real early and getting up and just seizing the day. It's like the crack of dawn. Inspired by the running people's hero is a bloke called David Goggins. Anyone know who David Goggins is? If you don't, I'll explain David Goggins. David Goggins, formerly a US Navy SEAL. The reason he became a US Navy SEAL was to lose weight, which is crazy, right? When he was a kid, he was fat. He didn't want to be fat. He got fit, joined the US Navy SEALs, and he was just like, he just stayed in the US Navy SEALs because he was always afraid that he would put on weight again. That's fucking mental, right? Like, you imagine dropping out of a helicopter and just like snapping some bloke's neck being like, I ain't getting no titties. Cold-hearted shit. But everyone thinks he's like the manliest man to ever have survived. And like maybe he was as well. Like David Goggins, he was a US Navy SEAL, and now every day he runs, every single day. Without fail, he gets up and he runs. He runs ultra marathons, and then he keeps running. He just runs. And he gets up every single morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is hard to do. But I imagine it's a lot easier if you're suffering from complex PTSD. Because I hit a pigeon in the car once, right? I felt bad. I hit the pigeon died, I had bad dreams. Woke up at the crack of dawn, seeing pigeons floating across the windscreen of my mind. Imagine that, but you've shot blokes in the face. You're going to be getting up, and you can run, Dave, but you can't run away from what you've done. But I would like to thank Dave Goggins for his service. Those terrorists weren't going to blow themselves up, were they? Yeah. But like, I would like to draw attention to PTSD. It does happen. You know, I think sometimes as well, because there are a lot of people that have served for this country that are suffering. Do you ever look at a Hummer limo and think maybe somebody had a PTSD attack from looking at a Hummer limo? I see them sometimes, because a Hummer limo, right, wasn't always invented for stags, do's and hens nights or whatever. That was a machine of war. And then somebody looked at it and went, I reckon if we make it a bit longer, we could have a pretty good time in one of those. Well, I look at them sometimes and I see that military sort of aggression on the look of the car. I just wonder if there's ever a soldier that see, like a hen's night pulls up, right? The music on the inside is like boom, 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 boom. There's lights flashing on the inside, and a hen leans out the window. She's like, woo! I just wonder if ever a bloke ever cuts back to his mate burning to death in one, like, ah! Like if that's ever been a thing that's happened to somebody. Statistically, it has. So I'm raising awareness for that right now as well. Do you think drone pilots get medals? Like the same medals? Do drone pilots get the same medals? So I just think the RSL is going to be a different place in 20 years' time, isn't it? Like, there'll be a couple of blokes sitting around at a table being like, mate, I was in the Battle of Tehran. Bloke across from me was being like, yeah, me too. Well, I mean, technically I was working from home. I got the VPN updated so I could work from home. The other guy would be like, oh, I saw things no one ever should. The other bloke would be like, yeah, me too. I nearly dropped my Doritos. That's a conversation that's going to happen in the future. I'd just love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation. I'd just like to be a fly on the wall. I think it'd be cool. You ever think about what it would be like to be a fly on the wall? Everyone's like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to be a fly on the wall for a conversation? I think if you were a fly on the wall for most conversations, you'd be like, why am I eavesdropping on these people? I can just fly around. Suddenly I don't care about these two people having to chat about some shit in private. I'm just going to fly around. I got 24 hours to live. I got to get another fly pregnant. We've got to find a dead thing to lay our eggs in. Let's go. I don't care about these people's conversations anymore. That's what I would do if I was a fly on the wall. Not listen to your mates talk about your relationship behind your back or whatever it is people do. I don't know. Do you know what's funny about flies? I think about this about flies. I watched a fly the other day. It's called practicing mindfulness. You should give it a go. Fly lands in, he bowls, lands on the thing. And then he just takes a moment. 24 hours to live. This fly's like, I'm just going to clean my eyes. I'm just going to clean my wings. Just going to clean my legs. Have a little bath, little fly bath, have a little shower. And I'm like, I have mates that are fully grown humans that don't have that level of personal hygiene. This fly is trying to get other pregnant flies pregnant to lay maggots in a dead kangaroo's ass. And he's finding time for a bath. I got mates that that's... Think about that. They're not here, but they would have been. A lot of racism around these days, isn't there? I was talking to a bloke at work the other day and he said, Asians can't drive. That's what he said to me. Bloke at work said, Asians can't drive. I said, well, no, hang on a second, mate. Just chill out for a second. If you think Asians can't drive, you clearly have never taken a ride in a tuk-tuk. Because if you ever get in a ride in a tuk-tuk, you want to tell me Asians can't drive. If you've never been in a tuk-tuk is basically like, imagine a whippersnipper got a shopping trolley pregnant. And you get in one of those, you go to Bangkok or whatever, jump in a tuk-tuk, they're cutting across 5 lanes of traffic, they're going this way, they're going that way, they're threading the needle, they're getting through traffic obstacles you couldn't even dream of. They're going past entire families on a motorbike. That's one thing as well, I've watched a fair bit of Red Bull stuff in my lifetime. I've never seen an entire family and a couple of pets get on a motorcycle. I've never seen a white person do that. So you want to try and tell me that Asians can't drive? Get the fuck out of here. And I said this to him. And he said, well, yeah, that's fair enough. I've never been in a tuk-tuk, but I'm Korean and we can't drive. Well, as a progressive guy, it's a hard. I was like, I don't know where to go with this one. I was like, I'm sure some Koreans could drive or whatever. But anyway, he said, hey, Asians can't drive, Koreans can't drive. We all laughed. All of the whites, we had a big old laugh at that one. And then he kind of was like, oh, he's leaning into the cultural stereotypes. He's given us the green light. And we did what I think most white people would do in that situation. We took it too far. We didn't see the orange light. And we definitely didn't see the red light, like a lot of Koreans driving. And he said, one day he said, enough's enough. He said, you know what? You can make fun of Asians not driving. You can make fun of me not being able to drive. But you know what? I might drive slowly, but I'm careful. I've never had a crash in my life. You know who loves crashing? Bogans. Bogans love crashing, he said. You might find Asians overrepresented in whimsical car park mishaps. But you don't find many wrapped around a tree after doing 120 in a 50 zone. So he's got you there. Anyway, imagine that joke in a Korean accent. I'm not going to do it because it doesn't sound very good. But that's what happened with that one there. So, race. This is the best place in the world. Definitely one of them. There are a lot of best places in the world, but this is a great one. Like, we lucked out by being here, you know what I mean? We won the lottery at birth. We got the feature on the more chilies of life. Does anyone play pokies? Oh, that would kill in Robe. You see things here that's like you never see anywhere else. You know what I mean? I saw an eagle the other day, just flying along, wedge-tailed eagle. Just the most majestic bird in the known universe. And it had magpies and shit just flying at its belly. All the birds had teamed up, right? You got magpies, crows, all the birds had formed an alliance. They were like, get the fuck out of here. You know what the eagle did? The eagle just like, didn't even flap its wings. It's just doing this. Birds just launching itself at its belly and it's just doing that. Just like majestic stuff that you don't see everywhere in the world. I saw a hot homeless chick the other day. Like, seriously. Like an actual hot, like, I've backpacked a lot. I haven't seen that before. Like, she was so hot, like, genuinely hot. I was walking through it was in Melbourne. And you know what Melbourne's like, it's a cool city. Trendy graffiti. You got single origin beans wafting through the air. I turned a corner, and she was so hot, I just saw her there, and I was just like, that's a weird spot for a picnic. Turns out she was living there. Like, that was home for this, which is unfortunate, because, ugly people have been doing it tough for some time. But how bad has the economy got when the beautiful people are now falling through the cracks like rose petals into a drain? I saw that. I was like, it was very unfortunate. Around the corner from her was a piece of graffiti. Melbourne, politically charged city. And this graffiti said, "Women don't owe you pretty." And I was like, that is true. That's hard-hitting stuff. It's just unfortunate for her that she owed money instead of pretty. Because pretty was a debt she could have paid, but money. But you know what I mean? Methamphetamine is popular these days, isn't it? A lot of people out on the meth. I was coming home from a gig not that long ago, and it was like probably 2 a.m. There was a bloke sweeping the street wearing no shirt at 2 a.m. Now, unless community service is now some like app-based do-it-in-your-own-time thing. I've been around the blocks. I'm pretty sure this bloke was smoking methamphetamine. Out doing community a favour. In the middle of the night. Wasn't even doing it for credit. Didn't even want anybody to come by and be like, good on you, mate. He was just out there cleaning up this city purely for the good of us without even wanting anything in return. And I was like, that is a level of motivation I've never had. What a motivated guy out there doing the good stuff with it. What I'm saying is I think we're wasting a valuable labour source by not employing methamphetamine users. I think what we should do is employ people that are on meth, right? And we can rebuild the great manufacturing sector that was once a big thing in this country. We'll house them. We don't need many beds. They don't sleep a lot. We'll feed them. Again. Don't eat a lot. Couple of strawberry milks, they're good to go. We'll give them the meth that they're going to find anyway, which, if you buy in large enough quantities, very affordable drug. And we'll put them to work getting stuff done. They love it. They love doing stuff. We'll put them in there. We could rebuild the great Holden factory off the back of meth labour. Because it's fair to say a lot of people on meth love Holdens. I've got a mate, he's on meth. He loves Holden so much, he actually lives in a Commodore. Passion. We need to do that. We need to get this country back on track. Edgy. Because we've done it for gambling, haven't we? Do you know what I mean? We don't turn a blind eye to gambling. We love paying, like, we take our taxes from gambling. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I'm not out here hating on gambling. Like, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? I think if you've got a vice, you should be allowed to do it. And I don't want to trash the gambling sector because I was a recipient of a major arts grant that was paid for largely by the gambling industry called JobSeeker. And I think it's fair to say as well about horses, as a society, we do need glue. So I'm not out here trash talking horse racing. Stuff needs to get stuck to stuff. Horse racing does that. And greyhounds, I love greyhounds. Greyhounds are beautiful. Every time you see a greyhound race, you get to see one dog win and 9 people get new pets. That's beautiful. So I'm not trashing gambling. I'm just saying, let's make all the vices legal. Yes. Hey, look, it's gotten a bit dark there, hasn't it, right? I'll cheer you up. You're going to love this next bit, dogs. You guys like dogs? I love dogs. Oh, it was a tepid woo. It is getting late, isn't it? How long have I been going for? All right, well, we'll race through this. I love dogs. I've got a dog. I love my dog. I love my dog so much. I've never loved anything in my life so much and not wanted to fuck it. In fact, I love him so much for about a week, I kind of thought I did. I just wasn't raised to be able to handle the complex emotions that is love, so I did some research. I went on Google. Dear Google, do I want to fuck my dog? And it said, no, probably not. What you're experiencing is thousands of years of evolutionary companionship. So I did a little deep dive. Once upon a time, We weren't the apex species on the world. Once our ancestors were sitting around a fire and they saw a wolf and they went, hey, you see that apex predator out there? Wouldn't it be cool if we could give it a belly rub? And I don't know if they got a puppy, they invented the schmacko, something like that. But we took wolves and we gave them all jobs, right? So hunting, now a lot easier, thanks to dogs. You got all kinds of hunting dogs. Rounding things up, imagine farming, imagine chasing sheep around before dogs. Worked out pretty well. We took it to the next level. We're like, hey, blindness. What if we tied a dog to that person? See how that goes. Turned out pretty well. That experiment went really, really well. You've got, I tell you what dogs I don't like. I don't like those sniffing dogs. Little fucking snitch, rat, dibba-dobba, Cindy dogs. I'm not into them. They're not my type of dogs. You got other dogs. You got dogs you can gamble on. You got pit bulls. Staffies, greyhounds for your more vanilla sort of dog gambling. You got they've got hearing dogs now as well. I don't exactly know what they've got, what hearing dogs do. If they've trained them to appreciate Brahms or whatever. Maybe you can take them down to a rave and they'd be growling at the sniffer dogs, being like, "You fucking rat, snitch dog," you know what I mean? Even if you can't have an actual dog, they've got a dog for you. It's called a poodle. You get a poodle, you stick it in any of the other dogs, jacks the value right up, and you can pat it if you can't. If your nose says no, poodle says yes. I'd rather take a Xerxes, I can have a normal dog myself, but that's the beauty of the dog. We got some new neighbours that moved in next to us, actually, which means I'm going to have to start wearing some pants around the house. There were neighbours there before, but I just didn't like the look of them, so I didn't care. Something about the new one says I'm going to have to respect them a bit more until I can, gain their trust. Be talking to them one day and be like, hey, in Sweden they had this completely, non-sexualised nudity. Entire families, they'll just get in the sauna. Mum's there, dad's there, the kids are there, grandpa's there, they're all naked, it's completely non-sexualised. Look, if we're going to be like that, we did live here first. Anyway, that's an episode of Neighbours that I wrote. I do have a bit of self-promotion to do. It's hard, this is the bit that I hate, right? It's the self-promotion. It's really hard to find that sort of balance within yourself. Because every time it's promote, you guys might have seen my ads for this show or something like that, and putting that out there, I do feel like a bit of a dick. I'll be honest with you, it's hard. There's a voice in the head being like, no one's going to want to come and see this. Why are you doing this? Because tall poppy syndrome is alive and well in this country. And that's good, because some poppies shouldn't grow tall. There are some pretty shit poppies out there that you wish somebody cut the secateurs to, and I've always got that in my head. But you've just got to do it. You've got to put yourself out there to grow as a performer. So I appreciate that you've all come out for that. But there's kind of there's two levels of people. There's too much self-confidence and not enough self-confidence. Too much self-confidence is, these are the people I don't want to be like, real estate agents. We've got a sign on our letterbox that says, no junk mail. And real estate agents see that and this isn't junk. This is an opportunity. And they drop in this tiny little calendar there like that. Real estate, look at this. What the fuck what am I supposed to do with that? Okay, there's 30 days in June. Excellent. But you try and write urologist appointment on that. I can't, that's too much self-confidence. But on the other end of the scale, there are people that are they don't have enough confidence in their own beliefs. Amateur porn stars. It's bro, you've been going for 7 minutes. You're a pro. There's still 20 minutes left of this video. You guys aren't even up to doggy? Yeah, it's filmed on an iPhone in the back of a caravan, but you guys are clearly talented. Amateur. You gotta believe in yourself a little more. There's a lot of whimsical businesses around these days, aren't there? I was talking to my mate Steve at work the other day. He said, I took the kids to an escape room. $180. So $180? Mate, you would have given me 20, I could have locked you in the shed. Thrown a Rubik's Cube in there for you. $180 for an escape room. What's going on? If you walk here from the east of the city, you go past the skeleton, the shell of the cranker. Fine hospitality venture, crushed by mental health. You go up Perry Street a little further, it's desolate, abandoned hotel, an old strip club, whatever it might be, just desolate, no one around. And then you get to the Games Workshop, the tabletop warfare shop, heaving. Every night of the week, there's people literally falling out of the door. There's not enough space for them to play Magic the Gathering or World of Warcraft, whatever it is. And you're like, what has happened? The people that used to stay home and never come out have taken over, and the people that have drank, and now they stay home. It's crazy. That business is thriving. And then you've got Holy Moly. How is that a thing? Somebody's just like, you know what? I like going to a deceased estate hoarders' houses and turning them into a golf course in an abandoned office building. Get some Timu golf clubs. They're killing it. Probably thanks to corporate team building events and hens nights, I guess. Low quality ones. Probably your second or third hens night. Holy moly, I would say. I guess too, it's a perfect place for teenagers to try drugs for the first time. I wonder how many people have been fingered for the first time at a Holy Moly. And escape rooms. Well, I thought about escape rooms, right? I've got this idea for an app, because you know how I was saying before, we live in the age of the side hustle. I think like escape rooms, I got creative. I was thinking about putting Steve's kids in my shed. Right? He's in there too, don't worry, they're paying for it. I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, if anything is an escape room if you have a lock. App-based thing. I had this idea. With a bit of creativity, you can turn any room into your house into an escape room. Do you know what I mean? Your housemate goes away for the weekend, put a bit of mood music on, suddenly their bedroom becomes Joseph Fritzl's basement. Average share house bathroom, gas chamber somewhere. You got a white van, story tells itself. App-based thing, gig economy, it's going to be good. I have a girlfriend, by the way. Sorry if I put out like a sexually available vibe. It's a marketing technique, I guess. Yeah, no, she's great. She's an amazing person. She's a bit posh. And by a bit posh, I mean like, you know the 10-cent cans that you can put in a bin and take to the scouts? She'll just put them in the normal recycling. That's a bit posh, right? And then when I go and spend $50 on a carton, I'm making poor financial choices. She buys all kinds of beauty products on the internet, which is great because it's nice that she's still putting in the effort. Because I'm not. Do you know what I'm happy to just crumble away. Like she's putting on Korean skincare stuff, and I'm trying to work out what's a more appropriate stain to wear to the shops. Lasagna or mustard. Obviously lasagna, I'm cultured. Show that off to the good people, but it is nice. We're like my socks. We don't exactly match, but we complement each other nicely. And the other day, I was thinking about if we were to have kids. Does anyone have kids? Should we have kids? I had this moment the other day, this epiphany, right? I was walking along. There was a light rain falling, and I could smell the smell. And I was looking at the flowers and the leaves, and it was beautiful, and I felt alive. I was so hungover. I was painfully hungover. And I don't know about you, but I get so horny when I'm hungover. I don't know what it is about crushing a million beers the day before, but I walk around, liver's just pulsating, like, and all the trees, the bends in the trees start looking like little vulvas. Like, I'm just so horny. And I was just in this moment, I was like, this is such an amazing, intense experience. I'm alive. I'm feeling these animal feelings of being like a natural being. I was like, I want to breed. And I was like, I could give this experience, the human experience, I could give that to somebody else. And I was like, and I ran home and I said, take a couple of ibuprofen and get my pliers. Let's get that marina out and make a life. And she said, we can't do that, we're poor. But I was like, no, poor people make the best rappers. Or OnlyFans creators. The kid's gonna have options. And in the end, she talked me down. But I was just thinking about, like, you know, should we have kids? Because, like, it's an interesting time we're going into. It's like that question, like, should I have kids? Do I want to bring kids into this world? Or maybe it's just such a dark place. Maybe we just want... Because, you know, it's not getting any better than this, I don't think. Our ancestors toiled and struggled, digging potatoes out of a ditch, surviving wars, surviving famines, crossing seas to get here, in the vain hope that their offspring one day was going to have a better life. I think this is the best life's going to get. I don't want to do my ancestors the disservice of having some little shit that looks like me not wanting to eat its vegetables. But then I thought about another thing. My nan used to tell me, she used to say, oh, back in the day, the milk used to come to the doorstep and it was in a glass bottle. Life was good back then. And you're like, fucking milk. Sick. Good on you, Nan. So imagine just telling our kids, well, you know, back in our day, people had sex with people and it wasn't a subscription-based thing. And they'd just be there with their VR headset on, getting throbbed off by some AI-driven piece of equipment, just being like fucking an anthropomorphic tiger in the Rainbow Road level of Mario Kart. Just vaping a flavour of a food that doesn't exist anymore because it's extinct, being like, oh, I'm so sick of hearing about their shit lives. Like, they're going to be fine, right? They're going to be fine. We're all going to be fine. But anyway, men are in crisis. That's what the internet says. I think men are in crisis because you look at the richest men in the world, they're all fucking dorks. Like, Elon Musk is such a goober, he didn't even get invited to the island. These are the best of us. These are the most successful ones of us, according to our system and stuff like that. Look at those guys. They had to get computers to teach them how to talk to people. The people who own social media don't have social skills. They're trying to make robot friends. That's what their whole lives are for. They're trying to make robot friends. And as men, as masculinity, we're at a crossroads because we're trying to work out whether we should have bullied them more or less. And this is the crisis that we're in as a culture. Do you guys think Mark Zuckerberg is a good guy? No? No. I think Mark Zuckerberg's a piece of shit. But do you know why? Because I saw a bunch of reels about him on an app that he owns. It's complicated, right? I don't know what to do. Because I think we need a revolution. Like, we need a revolution. We need to bring back the guillotine. But where are we going to get a guillotine? If you want to show interest in Gary's guillotine, you better be ready to talk business. No time wasters. That's it. Thank you all. I love you all. Thank you so much. Good night.